Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am McKidd and welcome to my first ever Let's Play for YouTube. Now before we do begin, I've got a few things to say. First of all, this is a test with my brand new headset with a microphone muffler, so it will cancel out some of the noise. It does have the occasional loudness, but honestly, that's what I get for recording with Audacity, so don't mind that. Second thing to say that this is the first time I've ever done a Let's Play, and for my first attempt, it's not going to be perfect. So for that, criticism is strongly welcomed if I need to improve on my Let's Playing skills, or my commentary for that matter. So without further ado, let's get started and enjoy the LP. Greetings ladies and gentlemen, I am McKidd and welcome to my first ever Let's Play for YouTube. And today we are playing Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Mega Drive, released in 1991 for the Blue Blur's debut on into the world of video games. So right off the bat, Sonic the Hedgehog is your typical side-scrolling platformer, moving left and right and just jumping. Simple and straightforward stuff to the point. So as you can probably tell, Sonic the Hedgehog is the first ever game I got for the Sega Mega Drive alongside Wizard Liz. This game was so successful that this game pretty much made the Mega Drive more competitive towards the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And within that, Sonic the Hedgehog is pretty much the first game to feature the Blue Blur into the world. As you can probably tell, Sonic the Hedgehog also not only has platforming gameplay, we've also got momentum-based physics as well, which is pretty good. As you can probably, and straight and right off the bat, this game has about 6 zones in them, with 3 acts each. The first 2 having the goalpost, which you see now, but if you get 50 rings, you go into this giant ring where you go into the special stages. The special stages are a means of collecting the Chaos Emeralds. The only obstacles you have are bumpers, up and down, speed spheres, and of course the R's, which reverses the movement of the mazes. Mazes always spin into 60 degrees, and it's kind of trippy as well. And what you just seen here is me getting the first Chaos Emerald, which is pretty easy enough. And also, don't mind the lag. I think it might be a problem with the recording equipment, or maybe it might be something to do with my recording equipment, or maybe it might be my the disc that I recorded it on may be a bit laggy, so I might as well have to reformat it later on, but that will come at another time. Anyway, that was Act 2. I know that was, of course, sped up because I think it might be the stuttering that's caused it to go into one area to another. Anyway, as you can probably tell, you can actually zip. Depending on how short the stages are, which is Green Hill Zone by the way, you can actually get these stages done in under 30 seconds, which I showcased there. Because if you go under 30 seconds, you'll get a massive time bonus of 50,000 points. And that was extremely great. And that's great scoring stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I have to say something. The special stages are quite trippy. You actually get it kind of looks like an acid trip by the way. It not only spins, but also the amount of stuff that goes on in the background as well, which is pretty good. And also, here's one thing. If you get 50 rings, you also gain a continue in the special stages. That was relined in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where if you get to 10,000 points at the end of an act, you could get a continue as well. Well, it's 10,000 total bonus points in terms of ring bonuses and time bonuses. You have to get those combined. So yeah, time bonuses depend on how quickly you beat the stage. The ring bonuses depend on how many rings you actually hold on to. More rings you hold on to, the bigger the score bonus. And this has been Green Hill. So Green Hill has actually been completed quickly because it's quite a very easy stage. It gets you right off to the bat for the Sonic the Hedgehog. Gets you right into the groove of the game. And we're about to encounter the first boss. So first of all, I needed to get that the invincibility, which is hidden in that tree. But unfortunately, I think that I have to time the jump right. So I think I wasn't doing that able, but there we go. I decided to do that before I got to the checkpoint. So at the end of each of the third act, you get to face off the antagonist of this game, Dr. Ivo Robotnik. And this was pathetically easy. The ball and chain boss, which of course is the easiest boss in the game. Whenever you defeat it, give him 8 hits, he will get defeated, and you'll go to this animal capsule, which you have to break in order to pass through the zone to get to the next zone. So that was Green Hill, ladies and gentlemen, and we're off to Marble Zone. Zone number 2. And it's right off the bat, Marble Zone is more of a marble-based zone with a lot of marble-like the atmosphere. And alongside that, you also have scorching hot lava, one of the stage hazards. And unfortunately, if you don't want to get your feet burned, avoid it at all costs. Now, back with Dr. Robotnik, each of the bird acts actually have Dr. Robotnik in them. Each of them has a different contraption depending on the zone that you actually go into, face them off in. You see, on the last act in the last zone in Green Hill Zone, you actually get off against this ball and chain, the ball and chain boss, which was the first ever boss time you actually encounter Robotnik in the series. But whenever you go to the later ones, his methods are a lot more harder to hit. But each time you give the boss 8 whacks, that is it. The boss is dead. The boss is over. The fight is over, and you get to this animal capsule, break it open, you complete the zone. You move on to the next one. And this one, the format is quite simple. The 3 acts in each, you get the 3 act zone will be reduced down to 2 in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The next game, which I'll probably be doing in a few months' time. So yeah. For those who don't know of this game, this has of course a 3 act stage. All 3 acts have the first 2 acts have the signpost, which you have to go through in order to complete the level. The third one has the boss. And that, of course, is the format for the game, ladies and gentlemen. The game's format. And that was more simplified in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where it only has 2 acts, but the stages are a lot longer. So yeah, Marble Zone is much more trap-based. You have those crushers, and of course those traps with spikes in the bottom. Just don't get them. And not this one. This special stage can go to hell. I hate this special stage. What happened was, during the recording of this one, which you can see now, unfortunately this is where they went overboard with the bumpers and the up and down speed spheres. This really frustrated me. Every time I played this, I thought, oh, goodness, this is what they couldn't have gone overboard. Then they just had. And the physics can be a bit unpredictable in this kind of thing on this stages, so that's not really good. Anyway, as you probably tell, 50 rings give you a continue if you collect them in the special stages. But because of how easy this game is, I don't think, because of my experiences, I don't really use continues that often. I do actually get a rare game over, but that was because I wasn't very experienced in the game when I first got it. I think I was like 8 or 9 years old at the time when I got the Mega Drive, but you know what? Nowadays, because of my experiences of this game, I kind of am more of a pro this time around. I actually know the format of each of the Sonic 2D games. Same with the 3D games as well, because I played that laid them all to death. So yeah, this is Marble Act 2, and this one has more traps this time around and more tricks and surprises. So you probably can guess that this the game's designs are a lot different depending on which act you are in. With Act 2, you have platforms, swinging platforms, which you have to take your time. If you don't, you'll be able to get hurt in the lava. Just make sure you don't fall in. And of course, it features one of the most annoying enemies and badniks in this one, the Caterpillar. Caterpillars are really annoying because the only way you can actually defeat them is, of course, the front. But if you hit any other areas, you'll get hurt, which isn't that great. Which is pretty annoying. The layout of the Caterpillars is just completely awkward because if they turn, you might be able to get hit. So don't take the risk. Only go aim for its head. Anyway, for Act 2, it's a lot more. I think the layout's a little bit more unpredictable this time round. And you can see that there's a cheap enemy placement coming up, which will be after I pass this area. There we go. So you got buzz bombers, caterpillars, and that was annoying. That was because I wanted to hit the head and I went a bit too far, meaning I just got hit. I just can't believe it. That also ruined my chances of actually going into the special stage, getting the 4 Chaos Emerald there. I might get that in the next part, because the third act go straight into the boss fight, because there's no giant ring at the end of the third act. You have to do it on the first and second act if you want to get the Chaos Emeralds. I think this was fixed a lot better in later games since Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And giant rings do return in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but they are scattered everywhere. Giant rings at the end of each level actually do reappear in Sonic CD as well, so that's kind of something that you would like to do in order to get the best ending for each game. So yeah, Act 2, that was a bit annoying as well, me getting hit. Oh god, why did Robotnik decide to gangbang me in this kind of way? Sorry about the inappropriate words usage, but the fact is they ganged up on me, and I think it was the fact that the enemy placement can be a little bit cheap at times in the Sonic series. It is pretty problematic in the second game in the Metropolis Zone, because you have those enemy placements. A lot of you may know which enemy I'm talking about, but we'll get to that when I play Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I know some Call Me Johnny will agree that it's one of the most hated badniks ever. If you don't want to know what it is, then I'll tell you. It's the Slicers. The Slicers are one of the most annoying enemies I've ever seen in the Sonic series. They are in the Metropolis Zone and later appear in Mad Gear Zone in Sonic 4 Episode 1, which was a rendition of the classic Sonic games, but done in a more modern way. Right, so let's get up there. The lava fountain is propelled me up. So let's get rid of that caterpillar. And of course, in certain areas, spikes will erect up and down. They'll rise up and down in certain times. The only times you can actually the only way you can avoid them is to try and look for a safe place to stop so they won't hit you. And in this zone, it's a bit problematic because if you get hit by there's side spikes as well. Get hit by those, you'll definitely lose your rings. And it's problematic because, of course, this is the version that actually has the spike glitch. This is the PAL version, despite the North American box art appearing on the Ultimate Collection, which I'm playing. It's on the Xbox 360, by the way. This actually has, of course, the infamous spike glitch. If you actually get from one set of spikes to the other and bounce to another one after losing your rings, it will override the invincibility frames and you will instantly die. I think they fixed that in the PAL the American versions, but the spike glitch is kind of annoying. It's one of the most infamous glitches in the game, alongside certain others in the later games, but we'll get to those when we get to that, where we actually do cover those. Anyway, bats! But I didn't get to all of them. But get rid of all of them for a massive score bonus. Right, I need that platform. Okay then. So yeah, not a lot to talk about with this act. But of course we'll talk about the music. The music is just absolutely amazing. I absolutely enjoy what Masato Nakamura did for this soundtrack. It's just absolutely amazing. As for the graphics, even though they are dated nowadays, 1991, considering that it's a 16-bit game, it's aged pretty well. So it's really good. And oh god damn it! Oh, that was my fault. I kind of mistimed my jump, and therefore I did it again. Sometimes I do actually crack sometimes when I'm recording the game, but sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. Sometimes it's by cheapness, not by my fault, but sometimes I can actually be a little bit impatient at times. I might need to learn to be patient in order to do these LPs. Oh well, at least we're nearly at the end of the level, and at least we're now going to fight off Dr. Robotnik for round 2. Here he is, Dr. Robotnik. This time, he'll throw fire onto the platforms, which will split up into flames. So try and get as much hits as you can. I think you get about 2 to 3 hits at best for Dr. Robotnik. Probably in the rare occasions 4, but that might guarantee you getting hit. Anyway, that was Robotnik round 2, and of course, that was, Marble Zone completed for Act 2, and that's that done. Good job, Sonic. Anyway, that's the end of part 1 of my Let's Play, so until next time, I'll see you guys for part 2, where we cover Spring Yard Zone and the most annoying zone in the game, Labyrinth. The first 2 acts anyway. So, I'll see you guys in the next part.